Good morning, champions. Josh Zeppis here, freedom fighter, creator, mastermind with Broke is No Joke, the movement towards true freedom. And we have an article for you this week that's absolutely amazing. I want you to imagine something for a second. Imagine you had the keys to the DeLorean, the one from Back to the Future, and you go back into your past and talk to your younger self and give your younger self some nuggets of wisdom. Now, I don't mean going back and giving the winning lottery tickets or a hot stock pick or, hey, don't date that person, that idiot you were dating, get rid of that person. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about foundational things that actually change your life and lessons that you can learn that would actually impact how you live the rest of your life, right? The foundational stuff that actually helps you become the person worthy of success. So here are those 5 things. Someone asked me this question the other day. If you can go back and tell yourself 5 things about success, what would they be? So I'm going to share that with you. So these are the 5 things. Number 1, I would say don't listen to broke people on how to get wealthy. Now, it sounds kind of funny, but and this is not about money, actually. This is not about money or wealth. This is about competence. This is about if you're going to take advice from someone, what we do a lot of the time is we'll take advice from people that are familiar to us, that we love, that we like. They're called family, they're called friends, and that's okay. It's okay to get advice from those folks. But here's the key. Make sure they're competent or they're an expert in those areas. So for example, I love my dad. I love my dad to death. He's a wonderful person, great man, hardest worker I know. Now when it comes to working hard and being a good person, I'm going to go to my dad. I'm going to ask him, how do you do that? Tell me, share some secrets. But he's never been a business owner and he's never been wealthy. So the 2 things I'm not going to do is say, hey dad, how do you start a business? Hey dad, how do you become wealthy? And that's not a slight on him. He's a wonderful person, but he's just not the right person to ask about that. So I'm not going to go to him about that. So make sure when you take advice from someone that there's competence behind it, there's expertise. It's interesting. We won't do this in any other area of life. We won't ask our dentist, for example, how to fix a transmission. And we sure as heck, at least I hope so, sure as heck won't ask our car mechanic, how to do a root canal. So we always look for expertise in certain areas, yet in the most important areas of life, happiness, career, success, making money, we tend to default back to those that are familiar with us. So my challenge to you is make sure, and the challenge to myself, my younger self, is, hey man, make sure the source of your advice is a good, competent, expert source. All right, so that's the first thing. Number 2, I would say, Josh, value yourself. You're worth more than you think you are. You've been through all this kind of conditioning through school and society and parents telling you you're not good enough, telling you, just keep your head down. Just do what you're supposed to do like everyone else. Heck no. You got to value yourself, because here's the key that I found out later in life. I found out that if you don't value yourself, nobody else will. And there's this thing called self-belief, or I call it identity. It's actually part of the freedom equation. Identity is what you feel you deserve in life. It's how you see yourself in the mirror. So life will never give you more than you think you deserve. If you feel like you deserve $10 an hour and you deserve to struggle, and that's just how life is, guess what? You're going to get exactly that. If you feel you're worth $1 million, I mean truly, like deep down, not like just, a lip service, not a positive affirmation. I mean truly deep down believe you're worth millions of dollars, you will not just attract, but you will do what it takes to be worth millions of dollars. So that's my second challenge, Josh, to my younger self I'm talking. Value yourself. Third, I would say don't be afraid to fail. And this was a huge one for me. Because, see, when we go through school, we're told success is over here and failure is over here. And we're somewhere in the middle. Like, hey, Josh, make sure you go towards success. Don't go towards failure. And I always thought success and failure were polar opposites. They're not. There's nothing could be further from the truth. Here's the reality. You're here, failure's here, and success is over here. So in order to get to success, we actually have to go through failure. Success is on the other side of failure. Success is for those that are willing to pay the price in full, up front, go through the hardships, go through the failing, go through the tripping and the bleeding and the sacrificing. And then if you don't quit in that process, success is right there. And I wish I would have known that. Instead of trying to avoid failure, I would have run headfirst at failure, and knowing that if I just keep going, if it's something worthwhile, something I truly, truly want, a worthwhile goal, that I was going to get there eventually no matter what, as long as I didn't quit. So there's a piece of advice, my young self. If you're listening, go towards failure. That's where success actually lies. Fourth piece, I would say do what you love and then monetize it. I was brought up to believe that you can either love what you do or you can make lots of money. That never those two should meet. You can't, right? Basically, that's corporate mentality. That is an employee mentality. That's what I was told. Josh, you can make money, but you may not love what you do. Or if you love what you do, you're probably not going to make money at it. Baloney. Phony baloney. Not only should you do what you love, but if you do it properly, you'll actually make more money if you know how to monetize it. So look, here's the thing. Money is everywhere. Money is abundant. There's money in everything. Everything, look around you right now. Everything in your eyesight, everything you can see can be monetized. There's money everywhere, and there's more being created every day. So if money is everywhere, if money is ubiquitous, why not start doing what you love and then learn and figure out a way to actually monetize it? Provide value to the world, receive compensation in return. And if you love it, you're going to spend more time at it. You're going to enjoy it more. You're going to become better at it because you're willing to devote the time and effort. And that's a key I wish I would have known in the beginning. Because who knows, I may not have spent 20 years in corporate America trying to figure that out. And last thing I would say is let it go. And I'm not going to sing the song from that cartoon, Frozen, whatever, but let it go. Let it go. We have this thing, especially when we're young, this thing called ego, right? It's all about being right because we don't have enough life experience to know that it ain't about being right. It's just not what it's about. It's okay to be wrong. We're all human. But when we're young, it's all about being right. And boy, that's a tough way to go. Because when you think you're right, you're no longer listening, you're no longer learning, and you're no longer open to opportunities. Because shoot, man, you know it all. You're right. So I always say you could be right or you could be rich, but you can't be both. So I'm talking to my younger self right now. Josh, you don't know crap. I'm not even going to say the bad word. You don't know crap. Just admit that you're wrong. Admit you don't know anything. Let it go. Let your ego go and start learning. Start being open to other possibilities. And the other part of letting it go is your past, right? Whatever happened in the past stays in the past. Let's move forward. If you're focused on the future, it's kind of like you're driving really fast on a highway, 75, 80 miles an hour. You're driving really fast. How often do you look in the rearview mirror? You glance, right? If you stare in the rearview mirror while driving 80 miles per hour, you're probably going to crash. So again, move forward. Don't worry about the past. Let that go. Let all those grudges, all those issues, let it go. It doesn't matter. And let go of that ego and be open to learning. So here's the cool part. So here's the good news, guys. Those are my 5 areas. Here's the good news. The good news is, even though we can't go back in time, at least I haven't found the DeLorean yet to go back in time, but even though we can't, we can start right now. We can say, you know what? Right now, I'm going to start implementing these things I would have told my younger self because I got a lot of life left, right? Some of you are maybe on the 50-yard line of life. Maybe you're crossing midfield. You're about 60, 65 years old, and you're like, shoot, I got another whole life to live. Well, you know what? You're not starting over. Start doing it right from this point moving forward because it's not too late. Put all these things in place. Put all these little nuggets of wisdom. Don't let the first half of your life be wasted by not learning from it and implementing it in the second half. Because I always believe the second half is the best half. All right, guys, I appreciate all of you. I love every single one of you. And I'm going to meet you at the top because like I always say, the bottom is just way, way too crowded. Let's talk soon. brokeisnojoke.org. Go check it out. I'm proud of you guys. I'll see you later.